Preseason is over. Let the games begin. Every play counts from here on out. Every single snap will be made in an effort to hoist the Vince Lombardi trophy in February. Which two teams will battle for the right to hoist said trophy? Find out on a new edition of The Pylon coming at you right now.
And it's almost coming into sight, and it running out of time. Your decision on a dime has you gliding through the sky, and it
praying that you fly on.
Didn't go as planned, but you knowing where to land, so you sticking out your hand while you hear the cheering.
Fans, commentators in the stands going in a freaking trance when you're Change to the Pylon.
All offseason, you guys have heard me rant about why this team is so great, why that team is so bad, why this team's gonna win, why that team's gonna lose. Off-season talk aside, who do I think will represent the AFC and the NFC in Super Bowl 51? Well, let's get right down to it, and I'm going to focus on the NFC side of the spectrum. The top Super Bowl contenders in the NFC are the Carolina Panthers, the Green Bay Packers, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Arizona Cardinals. I'm completely aware that games are not won on paper, but how can you not pick the Arizona Cardinals to be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl? As I've stated numerous times, they are stacked at every position on their team. And these are the same guys that made the playoffs with Ryan Lindley and Logan Thomas as their quarterbacks. They have veteran leadership radiating throughout their entire football program. But I'll admit, there is one veteran that worries me. And that veteran, of course, is Carson Palmer. He ended the year on a terrible note against the Carolina Panthers, and this preseason, he hasn't been looking good either. But I don't think his performance will be that much of a detriment to them because they have a very underrated backfield that they can rely on. This three-headed monster collectively averaged 5 yards a carry and 14 touchdowns last year. If Bad Carson starts to show up at some point during the Cardinals' inevitable playoff run, these guys will be depended upon. When it comes down to it, Carson is going to have to make plays either way, but a backfield like this will help alleviate some pressure off of him if he happens to struggle to get going during a game. This is the one team that has proven answers at every single level for whatever you try to throw at them throughout the course of a game. The Arizona Cardinals have been underachieving the past few years, and anything less than a Super Bowl title will be considered a monumental failure. So the Arizona Cardinals are the obvious choice for the NFC representative in Super Bowl 51, but my pick for the AFC representative isn't so obvious. Most would consider the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers as the class of the AFC, with the Indianapolis Colts potentially riding the coattails of Andrew Luck to a conference championship. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to surprise everyone by making it to the Super Bowl if they can maintain home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Number 6 running game. Number 7 defense. Only 2 teams gave up less points per game. 10 straight wins to close out the season. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to sneak up on the league this year and take everyone by surprise, similar to how the Carolina Panthers did last year. Many people want to use the weak excuse of Justin Houston being injured to doubt the Chiefs, but don't give me that BS. He only played in 11 games last year and put up 7.5 sacks, and that defense still balled out. Point being, Andy Reid knows how to coach up a team and get them to play well for him. The key to the Chiefs making the Super Bowl is getting New England to play in Arrowhead. They have to keep pace with the Patriots, and I have no reason to think that they can. They won 10 straight games last year, and the Patriots will be without Tom Brady to begin the season, so there may be a slight margin for error in there for the Chiefs. All I know is that in all-time matchups between the Chiefs and the Patriots lead the Patriots 17-14. Tom Brady's personal statistics against the Chiefs has him at 9 touchdowns to 7 interceptions in 6 games. While he's won 4 out of those 6 games, it's not like he's been the Hall of Famer we've all come to know and love against the Chiefs. The Chiefs may not have the marquee players that the Cardinals have, but what they do have is a very well-coached team that is confident that they can contend with anyone on any Sunday. I have no doubt that this is the Cardinals' year, but mark my words, if the AFC goes through Arrowhead, which it very well could, Kansas City will be in its first championship game since 1969.